So you can actually move quite quickly too. You can even do above the eye. Okay, so you can see this has all been quite systematically done this side of the face. So again, we're going to change the vacuum to give each area of the face a tailored treatment. So for the forehead, it can usually handle a bit more vacuum, so I'm going to go up to 50. And again, I just work my way with this sweeping method, always pulling away from the skin across the forehead. Now the skin is often a lot more taut on the forehead, so sometimes, depending on the type of forehead that you're treating, sometimes it may be easier to go sideways. But then on other people, it's easier. So you just got to find which is the easiest to treat the client that you are treating at that particular time. So I'm going to go back to the cheek, so I'm just going to go back down to 47, like we did on the other side. Again, pulling away from the skin and systematically working your way across. Now I don't need to pull too tight either, because we are actually creating this vacuum. You know, with traditional microderm you need to pull really tight. But with this, I just need to keep the skin from moving backwards and forwards. This is this painting technique again. Okay, so again we're going to do, we'll do this area here. So again we're going to do under the eye, and we're going to turn it back down to 40. we're going to do the chin, lip and nose. And this, we're going to do it about 45, 46. See, trying to keep that one perpendicular with the face is very important. You can either do the chin, depending on the size of the chin, horizontally or vertically. The lip the same, again still pulling away from the skin, just doing single strokes out and down the nasal labial fold. And for the nose, we do a different technique, called the twisting technique. This is very good for blackheads, and the client loves it as well. See how I'm twisting that, still pulling away from the skin, but just twisting that one backwards and forwards. Now these are fairly standard protocol settings which I'm using today, what I like to use. In the manual and in the treatment settings there are different levels of vacuum suggestions for different treatments. Again, the other side, you can really get in there. Okay, so I'm just going to stop that. So now what we're going to do is move on to the next segment of the treatment, which is going to be the infusion segment, or step 2. So we're going to use this same tip again. So I'm just going to screw this tip off here, and if we pan across to the machine, what we're going to do is take this tubing out here, there. Now we're going to take this canister out here, and again simply twist it out. It doesn't require much pressure or energy, and we're going to take out the canister, which you can see has a nice bit of debris on there from her skin. Pop that in the bin and pop that in the holder. So now what we're going to do is get the infusion canister, and again pop that on there and just slowly twist that in. That'll sink in nicely. So I see here, you can see this extra tubing which runs alongside the bigger tube with a spike on the end. Okay, so now what we have to do with this tubing is we're going to place it and spike it into the actual infusion And today we're going to be using a hyaluronic acid. Now there's 7 different types of solutions we can use, from salicylic acid, kojic, vitamin C, aloe vera, balancing solution. But today, because she's got pretty good skin, we're just going to hydrate it with some hyaluronic acid. So what we need to do is simply screw off the red cap there, place the spike like an IV bag, and screw that into the bag. We give it a little bit of a squeeze just to get rid of any air pockets, and then we place this like an IV drip onto the holder there. Now what we do is we get our tip from the first part of the treatment and screw that then onto the second one. You'll notice the difference in the treatment wands as well. So again, we turn the machine on, we create our vacuum, we get to the same levels that we did before, and you'll note the infusion has already started coming through. If you can pick that up on the camera, you can see the infusion there coming back out through the main tube. So we're on 47, 48 again, and we simply go through the exact same process we did on the first treatment. We go now and do a second time. But this time the client's going to feel the cooling of the infusion as well, which is why we also like to do 2 separate treatments, so that they can first of all feel the abrasion in the dry setting, and then the cooling of whichever infusion that we're using. And it's actually a very nice feeling for the client. So we simply, can you feel that cooling there, Trish? So you can see that infusion there. And you can just see the quality of the skin difference after the infusion compared to just after the dry treatment. I don't know if that gets picked up on the camera. And we simply work our way along again and do the same treatment. Now it's good to remember not to keep taking the wand off the skin after each pass, because you will go through more infusion. So the more you keep it on the skin when doing the treatment, the better. And it's also possible to go a different way, in a different direction than what we did on the first treatment. But as long as we're being systematic and treating the whole area, that's the most important thing. So now, again, create our suction. Back up to